Alright, here we are on our big 96 lifted up Bronco. Got it running and all warmed up. It's nice and sunny out, but hopefully you can see we got all the lights working. Got all the blinkers going. It's running nice and smooth. Oh, we like to get all the lights working, even the little license plates lights. It's got a great sound to it. No smoking or ticking. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the road here. Jump up in here. We're gonna do a little bit of city driving and try to get on the freeway if traffic abides and lets us do it. So go ahead and turn the four ways off. You can see it's idling nice and smooth, no lights on or nothing, just a little low on fuel, but that's basically about it. Alrighty, get rolling here. It's a pretty bright sunny day, so hopefully the glare doesn't get you guys too much. But it's got the 5.8 351. It's got a just kind of midway, 174,405 miles. I mean, for being a big lifted truck, it's easy to drive. Rides nice and smooth. It's not a rattle box or nothing. We're gonna go up that big hill, show you how that kind of goes. You know, this was lifted just for, you know, appearance, aesthetic reasons, and you know, it was lifted right. It's got the longer radius arms, but it's never been taken off road and beaten up or used for wheeling or anything. Hit those potholes right about 40. We're gonna go ahead and step it up a little bit and hit these ones. It just soaks them up real nice. Got some people in front of us. Unfortunately, they kind of jumped out, so we'll kind of let them stagger out in front. You know, hit the wipers work, all that stuff. You got a little crack on the window over there, but it's out of your vision. AC blows nice and cold. You know, heater works great, but it blows real nice and cold in here. You know, got the overdrive off. It's not blinking or nothing. No issues there. And I kind of recommend anybody. So you can see it's climbing this hill good. You know. Nice consistent throttle, no issues, no up and down shifting or shuttering. But I kind of mentioned, you know, anybody, you know, 45 miles an hour and under 50, even have the overdrive off if you're not on the highway. Just keeps the wear and tear out of the transmission. You can see the steering wheel's been repaired a little bit, or stops nice and straight. You know, it's a bouncy truck. It drives really good for a lifted short wheelbase truck on 38s, but that's a little bit bouncy. Stops nice and smooth. You know, horn works, all that good stuff. You know, we'll get stopped up here and I'll go over the electrics, go over all the power windows, locks. It's got push button 4-wheel drive system. It's got a nice little aftermarket Alpine CD player. But it turns really nice and easy, no clunking or binding issues, you know, no ball joint problems. Gets up and moves really good, you know. For being a big truck, it gets out and goes. You know, all this wood trim can be removed if you want to. It's just kind of an aftermarket accessory. It goes right over the top, so you can pull it off and then get some goof off to get rid of the goo. You can see everything, all the gauges are working properly. Ooh, got some serious traffic up here, so sorry to be burden of bad news that you guys are gonna have to ride along here with me during this stuff, but we'll kind of go over, you know, the 4-wheel drive systems. I'm gonna turn off the overdrive since we're gonna get on the freeway. As you can see, it's not blinking. Push button 4-wheel drive. Lights both come on. Goes back to 2-wheel drive. I'll put it in neutral. Put it back in drive just to make sure it's all out. You got your cruise control, all buttons work, everything like that. You know, the rear window. It goes, of course, all the way down. Got your power windows. Go nice and quickly. Both sides. It's cruise really fast, so those have been replaced. You can see the mirrors getting a little bit fogged out and delaminated on just this side. Both those work good. Got your power door locks. Turn on the blower motor. You can hear no howling issues, just nice and smooth. Feels really good in here. You got the it sounds really good actually. So the speakers have probably been swapped out. So hopefully we can get going here. But you got the trailer brake controller, which I would pull out. You know, I wouldn't I wouldn't necessarily want to be towing anything with this truck. It's got plenty of power too and stuff like that, but you know, it's a short wheelbase truck, so you wouldn't want to get, you know, a little utility trailer, maybe a car trailer at the most behind there, and that's pretty much, you know, going to be the extent of it. But the tilt steering is right down here, and then this is your intermediate wipers. But the tilt steering goes up and down, nice and smooth, locks into place wherever you need it to. The ashtray light works, cigarette lighter works. It sometimes slides out, but that's probably just the runners in there. You know, I was showing in the other video, you got all your cup holders on your center console, you got all your original books. You know, amazingly, it's got the front and rear mats. It's got both its original keyless entry key fobs. So that stuff's all nice to have. But yeah, unfortunately, you got some major traffic up here. So I'll just kind of go over all the little stuff. You can see those work good. Both sides of those work good. I mean, the interior on this thing is just immaculate condition. It's the nicest leather interior I've ever seen on an original truck that's never been gone through. And then you got your blinkers. You got no airbag light flashing at you or anything like that. But I probably picked the worst time of the day to jump out and do a video. But you know, I appreciate you guys sticking around and doing all these videos and everything, and just try to give you the best idea of what these trucks look like in person, and kind of give you the best idea of what it's like to drive them, you know, without actually being here. But this here is for your, you know, it's another outlet. You can, oh, it's got the cigarette lighter in there, but it flaps down. This is the cigarette lighter, but it's a non-smoker. You know, dash isn't all cracked out. So I think we're going to be getting the green light to get cruising up here. And we got the brights are on right now, so you go down to just your regular lights. Well, looks like we're going to get rolling here. And if there's any pictures, you know, only allowed to do 100 pictures on eBay. I'm not allowed to, but that's the max. We pay extra, you know, rather than doing 24, we do 100. And I have about 30, 40 pictures of this thing that wasn't able to get fit on there. This, you know, like the little details, like the little chips and scratches, close-ups of them. And I can email you a link to go through those where you can zoom in closer and download them on your computer. So just let me know if you want those photos emailed to you, or if you want a specific photo or a specific video. If you want to see, I can, you know, I make videos for some people sometime where I'll have somebody record while I drive it around and do tight turning radiuses and parking lots, so you can see how it sounds driving down the road. You know, I used to put those on the ad, but it gets to be a little bit too much. There's already 3 on there, so, you know, I don't want to, you know, really bore people. Alrighty. So I'm going to try to let these people die down here a little bit. They're not moving at all. So we're just barely moving here, so you can see what it's like going through the gears. You know, floor it. You know, this I don't believe this truck's been re-geared for the tires, but it has a lot of power. But it's probably not going to get up and move as good as a stock Bronco, clearly. But you can see we're cruising nice, you know. I think the speedometer's off a little bit because we're definitely not doing just 40 miles an hour. But you can see it's not a white knuckle ride or anything. I'm going to try and get this guy a little bit of space, and then. But to recalibrate the speedometer, you know, you can get that stuff done in the transmission, which is pretty cheap. I mean, it gets up and goes. Downshifted there again. It just gets up and moves. So we're gonna go ahead and pull over here. I'm gonna try to get going the other way and see if we can open it up a little bit, but with traffic, I don't know, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough. So I'm gonna hopefully do a U-turn here because I want to you guys be able to see. Turns around nice and tight. You know, and I'm basically just flooring it. So Alrighty, there we go. Now got it up to speeds. Floored it again. You know, it gets up and rips. I mean, it drives nice for a big old Bronco. You know, it's got tight steering. There's you know, maybe a little bit of play, but I don't think it's play as much as maybe just it's a big lifted truck. So, you know, the tires will grab little grooves in the road, where if you come across a crappy road that's got a hole, it might just jerk you a little bit, but nothing that's scary or troubling. So, all right, everybody, good luck, and it's going to no reserve.